Do not adjust your sets. This is a takeover. Hit points not required is coming to you on the Nerdarchist channel. And we're going to the zoo, everybody. Welcome in. We are happy to be here. We are the Hit Points Not Required cast and crew. And we are joined here with Nerdarchist Ted. And we are going to take a little adventure with everyone. We are playing Zoo Mafia for you today. And we're really excited. We want to be animals. We are animals. We are going to unleash our inner animals for you today. But let's go around and introduce everybody first, starting all the way to my right. Someone who needs no introduction, but I really like to talk, so I'm going to introduce them anyway. Please, the man, the myth, our zookeeper of legend, Nerdarchist Ted.
Hey everybody, welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds by Nerds. As he said, today we're going to play some Zoo Mafia. This is going to be a special two-part adventure. You're going to find one part here, and the second part is going to be over on Hit Points Not Required's channel. So you'll have to follow him over there to get the second part once that is released.
Fantastic. Yes, come visit Hit Points Not Required. It's a great place to hang out. And there you can find that, you know, the grass usually is greener on the other side of the fence, especially when that other side is a meadow.
As soon as you said grass. Howdy, darlings. My name is Meadow, she, they pronouns. I cannot wait to play this game with you. I am so excited.
Fantastic. Now, the next person, I'm not really sure who it is because they are anonymous. MJ.
Hey. I often go by anonymous MJ. MJ's fine. Not so anonymous, but I use they, them pronouns, and super excited to be here and to show you what sort of terrible red things I can do.
Fantastic. I am Chuckles. Probably not quite as funny as my name makes me out to be, but I try. I am here from Hit Points Not Required, he, him pronouns, and we are going to have a good time tonight. And as we follow around, sometimes you get things wrong, but usually it's just Wayne Wright.
Awful.
That made me feel pain right.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Wayne Wright. Hello. Lovely to be here. I'm very excited to do some shenanigans in a zoo.
Fantastic. And rounding out our cast for today, always our favorite shade of purple, it's Violet.
Hello, I am Violet, she, her pronouns. I'm really excited for this game. Let's just get started.
And with that, we are all here, and we want to go to the zoo. Can we go to the zoo, Ted?
So tonight you find your animal adventures, your mob, if you will, within the zoo of Creature Caverns. It is a somewhat distant zoo set in a glorious landscape that seems like almost a paradise itself. Vast trees adorn a mountain range. High up within the treetops with rope bridges and tree houses adorn the heights. The territory of Owl Capone, master ruler of the skies, and looking down below upon all the other animals. Within the landscape, we have the waterways, beautiful, natural landscapes separated by, as you would guess, the waters. Your beavers, your otters, your capybaras, your crocodiles, your alligators, a variety of other animal enclosures. Not only, look up and see the avians, but all of the rocky terrain that surrounds them. As you look below to the actual underground, where the nocturnal animals, insects, reptiles, and some others that are ruled by Carlo Hambino. The three territories separated within this wondrous zoo. During the day, you're all animals pretending as the humans come and visit your enclosures. Can't wait for the nightlife when the humans go home and the lights go out, and you can return to your life of crime. Set in the 1920s, 1930s, during the height of prohibition, alcohol, gambling, it's all illegal here. That doesn't stop the animals from wanting to get a hold of it anyway. Speakeasies, even in the animal world, need to be isolated and kept apart from everything going on, because the cats and the wolves are always looking to shut the... Not only do you have the threats of the criminal underworld, but you have the threats from the Paw Patrol that try to stop the life of crime that all of you have decided to join. Now, each of you have done a number of things to try and make a name for yourself within this wondrous world. You're trying to gather some attention so that you can move away from an individualized lifestyle of crime and join a family. You want to get made. You want, in this case, you want the attention of Owl Capone. Each of you receives an invitation within your enclosure to head up into the heights. You're given the secret password to get into Capone's lookout, where she's able to see down below. You're given the password and the location of the speakeasy, and you're led, once there, to a back room where a large owl, bright black eyes, contrasting to the glorious white feathers, sits at a table as each of you is welcomed in. And when the last of you arrives, he tips his cap just a little bit and says, welcome. I know the invitation didn't say much, but I assume you know why you're here. I'm a mixed bag where Capone is concerned. I do the odd job now and again, but my key point here is I'm a talent scout for the lovely lady herself. I'm Brad Spit. So I think it's best if we start with a round of introductions. And he kind of gestures to his left. So who is sitting there?
I guess I'll be sitting there. Hi. I'll step forward and do the tip of the hat as well, the little hat, and just say, "Hey, it's a pleasure to be doing business for you. They call me Reggie the Red. Happy to be here."
So, Reggie, and I'm not going to ask this of all of you. I want you to what do you think has garnered her attention?
Well, I think Reggie, what he probably would have done is like people, there's a lot of obvious things, like he's a red panda. He's a cute little red panda, Fluffy, and so a lot of people think that it's just, playful on what he is, but he's in reality, what he's actually done is a little sinister, a little playful, but just enough to get some attention. I think that he snuck in where the night guard was and found they had painting supplies to maintain the zoo, and he painted the either the bottoms of the shoes or painted as much of the night guard while he passed out. Like maybe he was sitting in his little seat and he fell asleep, and he quietly painted the man red so that when he woke up, he was red. He didn't know he was just covered in it. And he walked around the zoo until somebody pointed it out and noticed, but left red all over the place, just where his feet walked and everything else. But what he'll tell everybody that he did is that he shot up the place. He was this horrible thing. It was terrible. There was blood everywhere. It was awful. But I think that's what
Because he painted the town red.
He painted the town red specifically. Yes.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. So who is sitting to Reggie's left?
Montgomery will be.
All right.
You'll see a magpie, rather well dressed. He has a bit of a black double-breasted suit on. Looks rather dapper. He's a bit scrawny, small in comparison to a lot of the other zoo folks. Constantly smoking. And you'll also notice that he's just very smiley. He's very friendly. He likes to have a drink at the bar. He likes the little, I imagine, like sort of secret speakeasy they might have. He loves spending time with the nefarious creatures of the night here. But he came to the zoo only recently, seeing the place in the distance, this beautiful wonderland. Like, oh, they get brought food every day. They get cleaned. I live out in the wild. I'm a schmuck. So he forged his papers and pretended to be a zoo animal and gave them all. They're like, oh, it's strange that we're just getting a normal magpie in, but he's had an enclosure ever since.
There you go. So who is sitting to the left of Montgomery?
I think Ophelia might be sitting there. She extends a very long arm with three long claws at the end. Pleased to meet you all. I'm Ophelia. She has like a little cloche hat on her little tiny sloth head, and to earn her invitation here, rumor at least has it, and rumor is correct, that she managed to hotwire a zoo security vehicle while the security officer was still in it without being noticed. And
What type of animal is Ophelia?
A sloth.
Oh, sloth. Okay.
It's very convenient because when she's caught, people don't generally believe that she could have gotten far away from her enclosure on her own. She's too slow. They're like, who moved the sloth?
Who moved the sloth? That's
all right. So we've got two left.
Please, Cornelius.
Okie dokie. I think you see this very old, like chalk white primate with tiny little hands, and his hands are working with something mechanical, like taking it apart and putting it together, taking it apart and putting it together. And he goes, "You can call me Corny." And that's all he'll say. I think the thing that he did to get the invite is maybe the Paw Patrol was closing in on one of the speakeasies that he'd like brokered a deal with and like goes to a lot or something. And he tied like firecrackers to their tails, had them like screaming, dancing, popping down the street away from the speakeasy, and saved his favorite boozy joint.
Which only leaves
Crazy.
one invitation left, and actually this invitation is going to float down from the rafters, from the ceiling of this building, and just like end up sitting on the table, and it says Snake Eyes on the invitation. And looking up, all the way up, maybe you'll see, maybe you don't. I don't know how good everyone's eyes are, but there is a chameleon, Jackson's chameleon, you know, the one with the three horns, just clinging onto the top there, and not wearing a fancy suit, but actually looking like they are wearing a double-breasted fancy suit. They are wearing a top hat and a monocle on one eye, but as you know, the eyes are moving independently of each other, just looking around everywhere. The hand releases from very slowly to the hat, tips the hat to everybody. Gentlemen, cheerio, everyone. The Snake Eyes will not be attending. Unfortunate accident. Looks like they are sleeping with the fishes. However, Duke here provide my services, just transferred in from London. More than happy to see what happens on in the colonies these days. Just whatever we need to have happen, it's fantastic. I will just keep an eye out or two. Pleased to meet you. By the way, does anyone have
So
tea?
there's a little bit of a glare at at Duke, this chameleon who apparently has stolen somebody else's invite. It's like, well, you've got an invite, even if it doesn't say your name on it. You can either join the table, or maybe be breakfast.
Oh, like down there? All right, give me an hour. I'm coming. And I start slowly moving down. Feel free, carry on while I'm coming. I'm
No,
listening.
please.
I'm
You've
looking.
clearly made a scene. Continue.
Unless somebody wants
So-
to catch me. Is there anyone that will catch me that I can trust?
Won't make it tonight.
Yes. Be there.
So the lot of you have expressed some interest and have clearly demonstrated some skills. So we're gonna give this a shot. We're gonna see if you have what it takes to join the outfit. It is by no means a guarantee. Usually we prefer to have teams already have familiarity working together. But I think each of you, and again, there's a little bit of a glare at the chameleon.
15% of the way there. I'm coming.
I'd like to see how this works out. I think each of you have got some skills that can get the job done.
Well, happy to prove ourselves,
So-
boss.
How familiar are you with Otto's Barrel House?
I enjoy a good tipple.
To be honest, not all that familiar. I usually keep to my own, you know.
Do they serve tea?
I imagine tea would be offered for those that want it, just like we have coffees and teas here.
Brilliant.
It's Otto's Speakeasy.
You
I
invited
want
your
you
grandmother,
to-
Duke.
I want you to find the location, get into the back, and get of his new peanut rum. Bring it here, and that'll be your first step in proving your loyalty.
Understood.
Do you all think that's something that you could manage?
Consider it done, Chief.
Easily done.
I'm 50% there. I'm almost
I
any
just-
minute now.
Swing one of my long arms up and just snatch the chameleon and toss him down on the table.
My hat.
Is he part of the team or is he lunch?
How forcibly do you toss it?
I mean, enough to send him for a little bit of a tumble, but not to actually injure him.
All right. Why don't you roll get out of a jam for me there, Duke?
Oh, sure. Fantastic.
First roll, love it.
So that's a 6 on the dice. Do I add something to that, right?
You had Moxie.
Oh, so it's a 6 total.
Okay. All right. So you're not taking any damage, but your pride is hurt as you careen onto the table, onto the chair, and are a little bit stunned. And you earn an XP.
Well, it's fantastic. Yes. What an experience. Is this how it's done in the colonies these days? I'll tell you, there's never been so offended.
Sorry.
I know we're from the same
sometimes I will.
country, but we couldn't be more different.
Your monocle came loose, and you hear it doing like the circular thing on the wooden floors.
It's all right. I know exactly where that went. I see everything. It's right there. Thank you, Ophelia. Most kind. Did you want to race at some point? I think I could get you.
We'll catch you guys ahead then.
Well, are there any other details we need to know about this job before we get a move on?
You can ask questions if you have any, but part of the job is finding out the details.
Mm-hmm.
Good
Yeah.
place out.
It's a speakeasy. It's not like it's going to be advertised where these things are located.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've got some people that know, but I have a question first. Reggie, who does your suits? Do you have a suit guy? This fashion over here is quite different. I think I could use some help.
Yeah, I just I got some friends with some nimble fingers. I could probably set you up. Yeah, they probably get you a nice suit.
Yes, I'm an extra tiny.
An extra tiny. I can see that, my friend. Do you want a little ride? And I'll like take off the hat and like offer it like to scoop Duke
Yeah,
up.
well, let me get on there.
All right.
Quite nice.
We'll get out of here lickety split.
Actually, I
So
think I might have an idea. I might know someone who could help us.
Oh,
Because I have the call in a favor ability as a griffin.
Sure.
And at the beginning of the job,
Yep.
I can roll to see if I can get any holds.
absolutely.
Nice.
I roll the 3d6s and I add them together, correct?
You roll a 3 die 6. You add your green and yellow.
Okay.
Your
and then
ally
you-
and your neutral.
Yep. Then you add I believe it's your magnetism.
So with my magnetism, that is an 8 overall.
Okay, so I believe is that 1 or 2 holds.
I did get double 3s, if that means anything.
Mm.
Ooh.
For this particular thing, it does not.
Okay.
Because it's for a start of job abilities.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
So
so
in
I
the
gain
particular
1 hold?
class ability, you gain 1 hold. So you can ask 1 question that I have to answer honestly.
Okay. I feel like maybe we should investigate the security of the speakeasy. I feel like that might be a good one. So you maybe find out the location with this hold. Maybe Montgomery's been for a drink before.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know the location of the speakeasy, or if it is a general location that most animals know, like how to get in.
Yeah.
So the I can tell you the speakeasies change. There are a variety of different businesses that have back rooms that get you access.
Okay.
So sometimes it's been behind a tailor shop. Sometimes it's been behind a shoe store. So it moves around, and you have to be able to know where it is this evening, or the evening that you're trying to go, and know the password.
First, we need to find it, lads, and then we need a password. Otherwise, we're not getting in.
ooh.
Or we could break in.
I mean, I'd be pretty good at that one. I'm pretty. I don't mean to, gloat or nothing, but I could get into some tight spaces and just slip right by everybody. They won't even notice I'm there.
Does your hat always make all of? I might be getting seasick.
Yeah, it moves around a little bit. We're moving. We're moving.
He tips his ass a lot.
Yeah, sure. I know some people. I can check in with the eyes and the ears and see if I can find that password. Did you want contributions? I'm not sure. Again, Snake Eyes. I'm just taking over. I'm new here.
If you're here, you're gonna help.
Yeah. Anything you can give us, that would be super helpful, Duke.
Like, if you have any change in your pockets or anything, that might be useful for me to get into the speakeasy, actually. Might be able to pay off the bouncer or something.
30 seconds of reaching into my pocket and pulling out. I've got some lint. I've got a pocket watch chain. I've got.
Hey, that's my pocket watch.
Sorry, just picked that up on the way up here. I've got a couple of old passage tickets on the ship.
I gotta take something. Give me the lint.
This teeny tiny itty bitty lint ball that's a dust speck to you.
This
So you're wearing a double-breasted suit that is the pattern on your scales. Where are you pulling this stuff out from?
You don't want to know.
in case we need to knock anybody out, put this in the drink.
My poor pocket watch.
I would like to check in with my eyes and ears, my network of eyes and ears, though, that I have established in the 5 to 10 minutes that I've been in this in this prison.
So, Brad says if you don't have any questions for him, he is going to step off. But he can be located, here. And if the speakeasy is not here, then you can get word to him through the shopkeep out front. But beyond that, he again tips his hat at the lot of you and kind of moves off to another table and joins some other owls in conversation.
Okay.
So correct me if I'm wrong. The owls run everything in the colonies these days. So it seems like
Everything that matters.
As far as the eye can see, which isn't real far because we're in a zoo, but it's pretty far. For us, it's pretty far.
just feel like they're kind of natural predators. But hey, I'm sure I'll be fine hanging out with you. You seem very safe and secure. Fantastic
you
group, proper criminals. Love to be
I'll
working
keep you
with
safe.
Ah! I think you're muted, Corny.
Oh, safe? What are we cracking? You keep saying my favorite word.
I mean, if we see you safe, I know the first person to talk to.
That doesn't make me feel very safe.
Oh, well, don't worry.
Safe.
I'll keep you.
Well, if we can get a sense of a destination, I can get us there, but we need a direction first.
All right, give me an hour. I'll climb down to the hat and ask a few people.
All right, I'll take a flight. I'll carry him where he needs to go. Bloody hell.
I'm going to go check in. Going to go check in with the other reptiles. My eyes and ears everywhere. They know everything. We know. I'm sure they like to drink.
I'm going to get him by his front 3 horns with my claws. I'm just going to pick him up. I'm going to fly to the lizard enclosure.
Right. So, who are you going to talk to?
Oh, yeah. So I imagine the snakes. The snakes have to know what is going on everywhere. They have their ears to the ground. They have the they're on the ground.
They have their everything to the ground.
Yeah.
A lot of the snakes, are connected into Hambino's territory. But maybe there's a couple that are in the in the waterways. So like maybe a water moccasin. So what
again?
What is the name? What's the name of the water moccasin you're going to talk to?
Oh, that's Frederick. Frederick the water moccasin.
Frederick. Okay. So what kind of terms are you on with Frederick?
Oh, yeah, we met an hour and a half ago, and they said if I ever needed anything, not to bother them. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. We're going to go bother them.
Wise.
Okay. So you nuzzle on up to Frederick's enclosure, and we kind of slithers on up out of the water. Thought I said not to bother.
Right. I just know everything is backwards and they get everything wrong here at the colonies. So I assume that meant that this was the appropriate type of thing you'd like to know. Let's so I thought you wanted for volunteering. eyes and ears very important. I've got this whole network I'm building up. Yeah, remember me, Duke?
Yes, I remember you. You convinced me not to eat you.
So we're friends.
Bold of you to return.
I've got some new friends here, top-notch people. We just need to know a little bit about this barrel house and some sort of awful-sounding peanut butter alcohol beverage.
I mean, peanut rum?
I look both eyes snap back to Montgomery.
Yeah, it means the peanut rum.
I start going independent of each other. Yep, that's the stuff. No eye ever actually looks at Frederick, by the way, while we're having this conversation. Very disconcerting.
Terrible with eye contact.
Oh, if he's not looking at him, he is just inching closer. I don't know if Montgomery is paying attention.
I'm just hopping back, you know, like a bird just hops on both feet. I'm just doing that backwards slowly.
Look, I might be in the know, but what's in it for me?
Well, I just gave away my link. Does anybody have anything they would like to use to bribe this
Look.
fellow with?
Potentially, we might be able to provide you with more things in the future. Maybe not peanut rum, might not be to your taste, but perhaps there's some other things that get lost around the zoo. We'll remember a friend who helped us out.
Sounds like a start spitting roll to me.
Yeah. So this is magnetism?
Yep.
Okay, and I roll all 3 for this one as well, right?
Yeah, you're always going to roll the 3 dice.
Yep.
But you put the red one aside. That only matters if there's doubles or triples.
I got a 5 on the red, and I got 2 3s again on the yellow and green.
Okay. All right. And what is your magnetism?
My magnetism is 2, so I got 8 overall
So
with
there's
the
a total
yellow
of
green.
8.
Yep.
8 with doubles. And what did you get on the?
5 on the red dice.
Okay. All right. So that doesn't. So 8 with doubles is success with consequences. So you were going to get a -1 forward, but you can give a +1 forward to somebody else in your.
It's got to be Duke. I'm helping him out. I'm putting my neck on the line for him here. I don't normally talk to the moccasins.
So he kind of looks back and forth. You're too spiky. You're too feathery. So I'll give you the information, and you'll give me something to make it worth my while. But I think in addition, because I'm putting and he kind of stretches out, up a little bit. I'm putting my neck on the line, sharing the location. I think you'll owe me a favor in addition.
All right, I get it. You're all neck. It's all on the line. It's a favor.
So he tells you that the next couple of days that the speakeasy is supposed to be behind the tailor shop that is over by the otter enclosure.
Swimming. All right. Reggie, you said new threads. This is a tailor shop. Huh? Right.
Is that to
maybe
Reggie?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize I was in the scene. Sorry. Reggie will just say like, yeah, I mean, again, I can get you the hookup. I don't know if I can give you my pocket watch or anything. You might have to look for somebody else there, but at least
this pocket watch. Here you go.
How do you keep getting there? You got some slick fingers there, friend.
I check my pockets to make sure everything else is there. Just
you're taking my whole livelihood.
Again, you don't want to know where I was holding that. But yes, new threads at a tailor shop, and maybe we could do some reconnaissance.
Yeah, we could stop in. I gotta do some patch ups on my suit anyway. I've been doing some wet work lately. I mean, work, very important work, very important work.
I would say I was not in this scene because while they were doing this, I was trying to scout out a vehicle for us to use. And I would like to use
All
my
right.
license to drive ability and roll
All right.
for a vehicle.
Here within Creature Caverns, there are a couple of vehicles that are used. So you either have the golf carts that tend to run around, the landscape, and there's some of the larger passages underground is big enough to be able to fit, but the golf carts can't go up into the heights. The rope bridges are far too small. But there are like smaller balloon rides that you can kind of move around. So here you've got two options for vehicles, but none of them go to all three kind of locations.
Okay.
So
So do I need to roll to see what?
yeah,
I
so
can...
it tells you under the job ability what you roll. I believe it's Moxie.
I think it's magnetism, actually. Yeah,
Is it?
magnetism.
Okay.
So that is a 5 total.
Does that mean you fail to get a vehicle?
No, I'm just limited in what I can get. I should still be able to get the golf cart, but I cannot get the balloon. So I get a golf cart.
So you've got a golf cart. So nothing you're going to be able to drive up into the trees. But for areas between the underground and the waterways, you'll be able to have access.
So as they're sort of wrapping up this conversation with the water moccasin, I will get as close as I can, not being able to get right up into the waterways, but I come cruising along, my little claws wrapped around the wheel of this golf cart.
All right, so Corny, are you with Ophelia or are you with everybody else?
I think I would have gone with Ophelia because I am good with the mechanical side of things. If it needs to be souped up, if we need to hotwire something, if anything breaks down, I want to be where the machinery is.
All right. So as you come up on this water moccasin enclosure, Reggie, Duke, Montgomery, you see the sloth behind the wheel of this golf cart, and Cornel is sitting by their side. What do you guys do?
Good God, they're driving on the wrong side of the path.
Oh, you got some fresh wheels. Hey, perfect. We can get there real quick. Oh, this is nice. It's nice. It's got nice detailing. Oh, it's got a radio.
Thought I'd stick with something.
Did you get the information?
We're gonna have to carry some cargo, so.
Well, yes, Corny, we acquired all of the intelligence. The tailor shop is evidently the spot to be.
That's good. Now we just need the password.
Well, I could have a crack at maybe making an invite or something. Get one of us in
Crack? Where's the safe?
I shite, I said the word.
You did. Yeah, maybe if we check around the tailor shop a little, we stop in there, do a little. We mentioned reconnaissance.
We can cruise by there, no problem.
Yeah, let's swing by. Let's check in with some old friends.
All right, hop in. Once everyone's in, I'm gonna start heading that way.
Okay to smoke it here.
Of course. Encouraged.
Just sit back. It's an open top car anyway.
So you guys make your way. You make your way across the waterways. It doesn't take long in the golf cart before you find yourself at Jameson's tailor shop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was a very very well dressed otter. Manning the shop, suits of all varieties and a handful of dresses, all line the walls. You know that the humans are too stupid to be able to recognize the businesses that the animal world keeps secret from them during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Jameson's little clawed hand adjusts his tie as the lot of you enter. My, what can I help you all with today?
Jameson, my man, how you doing today? I brought some new friends by,
I imagine that the suit that Reggie's got probably not like he hasn't paid it off, or it's like a loaner or something. He just likes to ham it up, and he's just like he's coming in. He tries not to draw attention to it though, but he's just like, "Hey, my main man, how you doing?"
I am well. Be better if you brought me some peanuts.
Yeah, yep. I swear I'm gonna bring you some. I told you I'd get some peanuts. In fact, you know what? I could bring you some peanut rum.
Go on.
Yeah. So, right. Why don't we take a look at clothing these people up? My friend here, Duke, he needs a suit. He's looking a little, green. And I think that what we gotta do is we gotta look nice and svelte and be, look the part. And then we're gonna walk right on into the speakeasy tomorrow. You know that's right around the corner, right?
He kind of looks at you, and his eyes kind of like shift to the left a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You say
your friend here is the material on your suit. It's looks like it's all dried out. It's all scaly.
Yeah, he's a little scaly. He needs some fresh duds. You think maybe you could size him up a little?
Looks down at the little chameleon.
Yeah, I'll hold him out on my hat.
It'd have to be a custom job. See, it's I got nothing off the rack that's gonna fit so small a frame.
While they're talking, I'm kind of creeping around the shop, like looking at a dress, looking at whatever, but I'm really scoping out like the walls and looking
Sure.
other ways out of this place, back entrances, stuff like that.
Montgomery's gonna step forward as well, and he's gonna clear his throat. My good tailor, Jameson, you know who I am. You will help my friend with suit. I serve Machine Gun Otto. You do not want to disappoint him, yes? And I'm gonna use you know who I am and pretend to be someone else.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right, so Montgomery, hold on a second. Ophelia, put your peepers to work.
Okay.
Love it.
Awareness.
That is. Oh, I've got doubles. And that's a 14.
Ooh.
14. Holy crap. So no sixes, right?
I do have sixes. I have doubles and the ally and neutral are both sixes.
Okay. So this is one of the sad points. So success with doubles and the ally boss. You get a marker, but you're capped out at 5, so it's a bit of a loss. I'll find a way to mark that up for you. But with the neutral boss, everyone's going to get a +1 forward.
Cool. Cool.
So everyone's going to get a plus 1 on your next roll. But you do see two things that would look like another way out of this place. And what I'll do is, since you can't gain the marker in this moment, because we're doing a 2-shot and we're maxing you out at 5, I'm going to give you information. The one exit that happens to be in the direction he didn't look, it's a smaller door, and it looks like it's a quick getaway. So if something were to happen here and the otter needed somewhere to go, it's not like a full-size door, but someone of an otter size or smaller could kind of slip through, and it would probably take them, somewhere where there's either more people able to help them out or get to a place that an attacker wouldn't be able to follow easily. So given he's an otter, it's probably a door that's no bigger than this. And it's probably like some kind of like narrow tunnel.
All right.
The other one, is a larger door built into like the back of the changing room, and I guess you could see like the curtain was kind of pulled aside, and you can just see like the hint of a hidden doorway, and maybe like you just catch like some smoke drifting out of it. In the discussion where Montgomery addresses him in question, you kind of like lean your head against the wall, and you can just faintly hear some music playing. A singer in the background, what have you. Before you quick pull away to make it not look obvious, and you go back to looking at the dresses that are over there, and there's all manner of flapper dresses and bright metallics and fringe, very very eye catching, and you go back and kind of run your claws and watch the fringe kind of dance, so that you're not drawing attention to.
Yeah, I go back and I pick out a green one and kind of hold it up, and I'm like, really think it complements the algae in my fur, don't you think?
So it's kind of a green and gold number. Very, 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 very eye-catching and eye-popping.
Top notch. That looks fabulous on you, Ophelia dear.
So, we shift over to Montgomery, who is trying to play this off as me. How does that ability work?
So you can appear as someone else. You can roll a magnetism. You could fool their own mother, it says at the end of it, if you get a 10 plus.
All right, so why don't you roll your magnetism?
So I got a 4 on the opposition dice, I got a 2 on the ally, and I got a 6 on the neutral. So that is
right, so
8 plus my magnetism, that is 10 on the money.
Ooh.
I could fool their own mother.
That is a success. So let's see here.
Oh, and you also have the +1 forward, don't you?
I have a -1.
Well, we all got +1 forward from.
Oh, I see.
So yes, but he had a -1, so the +1
see.
canceled, and they would both they would balance and go away. All right, so you tell me in this scene, because you're an avian, right?
Yes, and I'm pretending that I'm someone that works for Machine Gun Auto in some.
So there are a handful of cranes that tend to exist around the waterways. What is the name of this goon that you're trying to play yourself off as?
I am Oscar Nucic van der Veltemov III.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to write down Oscar.
My name. I mean, that is my name. It's going to be long enough that they struggle to remember it themselves as well.
You change it slightly every time.
Yeah, every time. I'll just make the initial spell L-I-E.
All right, so Oscar, that works for Otto as a crane, and you're trying to play him off as you're
Fell
trying
in
to play
chimney,
yourself off
blackened
as
feathers, need new
being Oscar.
suit. You help my friends.
Look, I don't want no trouble. Sure. Uh, what is it that you need? Am I hooking you up with a suit? Am I? Then he just kind of
friend
like
here
trails
needs
off,
suit.
looking at.
He's dry and scaly, but as for the rest of us, we are looking to enjoy a little drink, you know? Otto has allowed us a bit of free time, so if you could pass along the password for the speakeasy.
So he kind of like looks around at the lot of you, like, and you can see like he's getting a little nervous. Who wants to roll awareness?
Oh,
Who wants to put their peepers to work?
Ooh.
oh.
All right, go ahead.
I'll put my
Duke and Corny, give it a roll.
Yeah, I'm busy flapping my beak at him.
It's a 13.
I got an 11.
All right. So you both see, this look of nervousness, and you're familiar enough with the life that normally it's like, all right, Machine Gun Otto, like he is the big man in charge in the waterways, and like generally you got to know the password to get in, and this guy, he's the one that controls who comes and goes to the speakeasy, and to come in and be like, I don't have the password, but you got to let me in. It's kind of a bold move. It's clear that through the conversation that Montgomery knows it's here, but if Montgomery is being who he says he is, he really should have the password. And you
I
kind of
did learn it, but I drank too much of the new peanut rum, you know.
Well, this is information that Duke and Corny have.
Oh, damn. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm looking around. I see that this crane fellow is nervous in response to that, and I'm just going to like shift over and see if there's like anything. Is there a desk or something lying around where there may be a piece of paper? Like today's password is
1, 2, 3, 4.
No, it is terribly in bad form to write down the password to a speakeasy. That is
Speakeasy 101.
But
yeah. That's kind of one of those things. Like you don't do that. It's like it's kind of crazy. But you see this conversation playing off on his on his features, and you guys roll really well on your checks. So like you're able to gather that information. So do Duke or Corny, do you say anything to either Jameson or to Montgomery to kind of ease the tension here?
Corny?
Corny's not good at calming down anybody. He blows things up. So I feel like in this moment,
Do it.
he goes. He leans over to Oscar and goes, Oscar, why don't we just tell Otto this guy is in your way? We could come back and just
shit.
kill
You know
him.
what? You're right. Cornelius, be sure to bring out vehicle. He will need it with no legs.
So that is obviously some intimidation going on. So let's roll some start spitting there, Cornelius.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, not me!
Come on, Cornelius.
Well, I'm sorry for everything that's about to happen.
It's
Only you can
fantastic.
save that Veltamov.
So what did you get?
I got a 6 on the neutral and a 2 on the ally, so that's 8. And I didn't get a 6 on the. So that's 8, and I have nothing to my magnetism, so just an 8.
Well, you
Okay.
have a +1 also, but I don't know if that makes difference.
No,
Oh
it was
yeah,
used in
so
the,
a 9.
Oh, it was used in
would
the
that
other
have
one.
would that have been used in your
yeah, yeah.
awareness check?
You're right.
It was
So
already used.
usually what I do is like I leave my character sheet flat, and I will keep a green die and a red die. And if you look at the character sheet, there is a little box that says forwards,
Yeah.
and I will actually put the die on whatever face, because like you can accrue multiple negatives or multiple positives. So I keep it there, and once it's used, I just kind of slide it
Yeah.
off the sheet. It's an
Good
easy tip, easy factor to work with. So whoa, we don't need to be and I'm gonna say, given Cornelius's penchant, I'm gonna say like maybe you like put your hands on your hips, and one of your sticks of dynamite kind of like sticks out. Like, we don't need to be going to those kind of lengths here. I'll let you in, but just try to follow protocols. Passwords are there for a reason. Then he kind of like shifts from Corny to Oscar.
Yeah.
Look, it has been tough time for business and lots of disorganization.
The password for tonight is arugula.
Oh, that's what it was. I told you it was arugula. You said I was wrong.
And he gestures.
That's on me.
Gestured towards
the dynamite away.
Gestured towards the the room where where Ophelia already saw.
I'm already crawling my way over there.
Yeah, and generally it's like it's like a like you just rap on the door. It's 2 or 3 knocks, the little thing slides over. And a large green eye kind of looks out through the slot. Password.
Arugula.
The door opens up. You notice as you guys were headed towards the changing room that Jameson kind of went towards the front of the shop and closed the curtains, as is typical customary fare, just in case anybody's walking by. You don't let anyone see you entering the speakeasy.
Meanwhile, has Reggie, does this make me look slimmer? And I'm going to be against one of these zoot suits and just developing stripes.
I mean, you were already pretty slim, but it does make you. Oh, we gotta run.
I'll pick him up halfway through.
I got that chameleon stretch.
Yep.
I
just
look at you guys. Step into the back part of the room, and there's about a dozen tables loosely scattered about the room, a small dance floor. There's a bar. There's a flamingo mixing drinks. You see a naked mole rat singing on stage in the slow and dulcet tones.
Oh, I wish I didn't have to see that. I see everything. It's a curse.
I attempt to cover your eyes, but they keep shifting. So I'm like,
can't.
It's a clothed naked mole rat.
not so naked
Ironically.
mole rat.
I'm gonna kind of beckon with a claw and try to find like a quiet corner for us to gather to sort of
Sure.
regroup once we're inside.
Absolutely.
So the
Scanning for everything.
the music plays. People enjoy. The light is dim. It's a very smoky atmosphere. Somebody comes over and takes your order, and you guys are able to get your beverage of choice, a handful of snacks.
All right.
I'll ask, be like,
Yeah, you got any pumpkins? Kind of got a thing for pumpkins lately.
Pumpkin?
Yeah, like
Sure.
just a little bit of pumpkin pie, pumpkin, anything pumpkin. Be great.
You want roasted pumpkin seeds? You want pumpkin pie? You want just roasted pumpkin? We got all kinds of
All of it.
all kinds of options.
All of it, the whole
Just bring the
smorgasbord.
whole pumpkin.
Yeah, bring the whole pumpkin. That's fine.
Tea, please. Cream, 2 sugars, and biscuits if you have them. That would be fantastic.
This is America, so when the tea comes out, it comes out with biscuits, not crackers or cookies.
Ah!
I take a sip of the tea.
I bet they've
and just
microwaved the
spit it
water as
out
well.
everywhere. Yeah. What is this?
Filth.
Oh, the colonies. The worst. Why did I think it would be better over here?
Look, everyone. I don't know if we'll need it once the server has walked away. I don't know if we'll need it, but this place, I'm not here back in the tailor, does have a little secret exit if we need to slip out quickly. It's a bit small, but it's there if we need to make use of it.
Perfect. I can be pretty sneaky. Maybe I can make use of that tunnel and give us a good way in. Maybe secure it before everybody
No.
goes in.
Red Panda would be a tight fit.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm a little fluffy.
I can try and get in there. I don't know if these old bones will let me, but I could certainly try.
I think Duke could probably do it fairly easily.
But
yeah,
slowly.
Duke is the smallest of you. Could easily fit in an otter tunnel. But you have the idea that it's mainly for the shopkeep, not other people.
Mhm.
But you noticed it was there.
So you're saying it's the otter entrance?
The otter exit.
Not the,
Ah,
not the main one, but the outer one.
the otter one.
The other one.
Yes. But if we need to get out of here quick, there's a back way. But
So
it's a tight fit.
how are we doing this? We're currently in a place we technically shouldn't be, and we're trying to take something we technically shouldn't take, and we're trying to get it out, and the only way to do that is, well, let me make a lap. Let me take a lap. It's gonna be a slow lap, but I'll be back.
I'll
I'm
come
just
with
doing
you.
reconnaissance, making sure it's all legit.
Take me with you.
I will take.
Why did we
Duke
get
with
stuck
me.
with the gang with the 2 slowest animals in the zoo?
I don't know what animals you're referring to.
Oh yeah, I mean the panda, of course.
Hey! I'm awfully quick, thank you.
Speed isn't everything. If you have a good plan and you know where you're going, you get there eventually. Sometimes.
I'm always saying that.
As a bartender.
All right. And I wanna see if I can. I would guess that there's like a back store room, for their barrels to be rolled out and refilled and things like that. So I'm kind of going through the dance floor and like nodding, looking around, keeping my peepers out and activated to see if I can find where those barrels are.
All right, so go ahead and put your peepers to work.
Uh-oh.
That sounds good.
That sounds
great. Okay,
I no longer want to be on this.
You don't
side.
want-
Don't worry about
Uh-oh.
it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I have a marker. Can I use a marker to
You want to
help me
turn
out
in the
here?
marker to turn that into a success? What had you
I
rolled?
really do. Well, I rolled a 4 and a 1 and a 6 on my die, but I didn't get doubles. But I would not have gotten above a 6. So I'd like
And
to turn
what
that
is
into
your
a success.
awareness? What is
It's
your
a
awareness? It's a 1. So that would have been a failure. All right, so you scrap the dice and you turn in a marker. So it is obvious that there is a room that is leading to the kitchens, but there is another door to the other side of the bar that every so often you'll see somebody kind of like walk by, and like you can like no one's going in and out of it, but you can see that somebody in a well put together suit moves, and you can see that they're packing. That they're carrying guns. So clearly there's a guard that's circling, or multiple guards that are circling this place, and they're keeping an eye on this door.
Okay.
But
Is
you
there
have
any
a lot of units.
distinguishing? Oh, so sorry. Continue.
Okay. I was just saying, you spotted where you need to go, and have identified that there is a threat to it as well.
Okay. Is there any distinguishing marks that they all have, like a patch, a pin, anything like that? If there's more of them that I haven't noticed, I want to see if there's something that marks them as Otto's goons.
There is not. Generally, having some kind of identifier that you're in the mob is frowned upon, because if you step out into normal society and you've got a marker like that tends to alert the authorities, and the authorities could be like, oh, well, look, somebody wearing that thing, bring them down.
It's like the arrest me sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially.
Then
So
I'll just
it's kind of like the
notice that with Duke.
Sure. Is there any there are people going in and out of this room, right?
No.
Bartender service. No, nobody goes in and out. They don't. Have to...
So if you watch for a while, you stay here for an hour or two, it's maybe once an hour that you see somebody going in and out, and there are times where a couple bottles are brought out, or a new barrel is rolled out. But usually when that happens, it coincides with one of these armed guards kind of in the vicinity.
These people that go in and out, how are they attired?
How are they what?
Attired. What do they wear?
Attired?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, normal clothes. They clearly work here.
I mean, I don't want to, but if you could get a hold of their clothes, I could scrub down a bit to look like a lackey.
I don't look like a.
I was thinking I might hitch a ride inconspicuously.
Oh, we'll just put him on someone's back. He barely weighs a teabag anyway.
Yes, just sure. Dunk me in some water. I'm sure it'll taste better than the filth they serve here.
You got one thing right, little lizard.
Are we rejoining to share this intel, or are you still circling the room?
No, I'd come back to the table with Duke and be like, this is what we noticed. We might be able to just plant Duke on someone and have them roll a barrel right
Just
out.
put him on a drink tray as you go past.
Yeah. You can look like a cup, can't you, Duke?
Sure, yes, give me a few minutes next to it. I will be the same color, but I will still retain my shape and horns.
There must be another
Yeah, well, nobody's perfect.
way in and out of that space, though, right? I mean, do you think they carry everything just through the speakeasy when they're supplying? There's a back door. I could take the cart around back, see if I can
Gotta
find
be.
that spot.
Yes, we are on the same page, I believe. If one or two of us can sneak in and you meet us around the back, perhaps we can smuggle it out. It's better than my original plan, which was ordering all of it, consuming it all, and then vomiting back up in a container later on. That probably would not.
You sure you
satisfy-
weren't raised
don't-
by a bird?
Yeah, I
You
don't
were my inspiration.
don't think Capone would be too excited about that. Yeah, I can get the cart, meet you around back. Again, I'll describe where that little otter exit was in case any of you all get stuck and can't get up to meet me in back. Good luck.
The other thing we could use is a distraction.
Okay.
Have
mean,
something going on here that will.
I'm
How-
pretty good
How
at...
big of a distraction are we
Yeah.
talking?
Are we talking explosive or chatting to someone? Because me and Cornelius are very different jobs.
I think an explosive level of distraction may be better.
It'll draw a lot of attention,
also
though, not just
thinking
from
that-
their gang.
I mean, or a bar fight, perhaps. Some little fisticuffs, some pugilism going on that the guards have to come over and break up. Put up your dukes, as it were.
The thing is, too mild of a distraction might actually alert them more. They might be like, why are you trying to, chat me up, that sort of thing. Something big, they won't have time to think too hard about it.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, I'm pretty good at distracting too, but
I kind of allude to the guns that I have. It's like if I cause a distraction, it's all the jig's up.
They stay distracted.
Yes, they stay distracted until there ain't nothing left.
Yes, well, we obviously need 3 teams minimum to achieve this plan. We need the getaway driver, Ophelia. We need the distraction. Seems like we have lots of volunteers for that. And then we need the infiltration team. I volunteered to be part of that, but I'm probably not carrying a barrel.
Right,
out.
I'll go with Duke and try and subterfuge me way in with him. Reggie and Cornelius work on a distraction. Reggie can cover any exits as well. He's got the guns. And Ophelia will be on takeout, just in case we need to get away quick.
sounds good to me.
A proper plan. What could go wrong?
Everything.
Everything.
Perfect.
All right, so Ophelia, you have no problem in getting around to the back of this place. There doesn't seem to be any deliveries happening at this moment, and you don't spot any exterior guards at the moment, so everything looks in the clear. Cornelius, Reggie, what are you doing to kind of place a distraction?
Well,
Sorry. I
was
was
just
like
gonna say-
blow it up. You first.
Reggie can be pretty stealthy. Like he has stakeout, so it states you are skilled at getting into places and bypassing security. So in theory, what he can do is get something in a spot where it doesn't look like it was just planted, just surface level. So maybe I can slip behind the bar or slip somewhere and put something that is planted and explosive or whatever it may be, or just smoke. Something to make it look like a fire or whatever, and he'll suggest that he can do that.
Yeah. I think I can put together something. Like I will order a bottle from the bar, pour us a couple drinks, and as we're sipping, leave some of the bottle and start like stuffing little scraps of cloth in there and like preparing something just to smoke. It might cause a
Mhm.
small fire, but not Molotov cocktail boom. More of
Yeah.
like a concern, a visual concern.
Mhm.
So I want to start building a little smoke bottle bomb thing and give it to Reggie. I'm gonna look at you and go, I've been doing this a long time. I really have. I know the back of an explosion like the back of my hand at this point. I just want to let you in on a little something.
Yeah.
You could die. Okay?
I don't
When
like
I
the
hand
sound of
this to
that.
you, right, and no one does, but I don't like to lie to my partners.
They call me Reggie
they
the
rest
Red,
in
not Reggie
peace.
the Dead. Like, I'm just saying.
Well, there's the first time for everything. Just be very careful. Set it down very carefully. It's gonna be fine. I trust you, kid. You got that look in your eye like you might survive it.
I think that might be fair, Corny.
Might.
Okay, Corny. I need you to go ahead and commit a caper for me. Roll sly.
Yeehaw!
Let's do this.
Committing a
I've
cape.
been waiting
Please don't blow me up.
to cape.
Reggie just explodes. Okay, new character.
I do have a
but
backup.
but sly is my best stat, so I'm feeling good about this.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Okay, that is pretty good. That is a 10, 6 and a 2 and then I plus 2.
Heck yeah.
So that is a complete and utter success. So you tell me exactly what what this device is designed to do.
Okay, so I take out my pocket watch and I'm like disassembling it a little bit, and I'm getting
Okay.
a scrap of cloth dipped in the alcohol, and I'm putting the gear part, little tiny like tick 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 mechanic inside the neck of the bottle and stuffing the scrap on top so that it like tick 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 and continues to drop lower into the bottle, creating smoke, and then once it drops, it might go a little boom, but it should be a small little boom. We'll see.
So
And I hand that to Reggie so
designed
that Reggie has time to play.
Is it designed to just cause smoke and make a noise? Is it just, is it going to be a small explosion and then some smoke? Are you looking
So
to cause?
the hope is that the bottle is strong enough to contain the boom that will happen after the smoke is finished and the gear drops. That's the hope. If it's a quality bottle, it should just be like a poof. But if it's a shitty bottle, it might.
You are in control of the scene. You succeeded on your check. So you tell me, narratively, do you want there to be either structural damage, bodily damage? It doesn't matter what Cornelius wants. What does Meadow want in this scene?
Great.
Because you succeeded
This
in
is
your
fantastic.
One request.
Love this mechanic. Yes.
One request. Please steer away from bodily damage. Just an idea.
Absolutely. So what I want it to do is be placed and the timer go tick, 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 all the way into the drop. Reggie has time to get out of there. And when it does explode, it shatters, but it's under the bar. Reggie's placing it under the bar. So it should not cause any physical damage, but maybe some structural damage to the bar itself, like just where the service drinks are.
Okay, so is it being placed in a spot where maybe it damages some of the alcohol that's there and causing some possible loss of profit for Otto? Is it causing just structural damage to the bar itself, meaning, time and labor needs to be dealt with? You guys ultimately, you have to look at beyond what the scope of the job is and how much of an impact you are having on your overall goals.
Extra credit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
I would Certainly, but Otto is insane. I think I wanted to make a bigger impact. I like this team, and I want us to all get in Owl Capone's good graces. So I do think we'd do a little extra here, and actually have some loss of profit as well, without any bodily harm to any of the goons in here. Anybody really?
Rick? All right. So Reggie, your ability, does that come with a die roll, or is that just
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's go ahead and
with
roll that.
awareness. All right. Whoop. Well, I dropped that d6. All right. So I got 7 plus awareness, 8.
All right. So that is success with consequence.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you, going to give you an option here.
Okay.
You can either remain completely undetected,
Mhm.
that you were responsible for this drop, and you'll take a point of damage,
Okay.
or you get scot-free, but somebody in the bar saw you. Maybe not one of the guards, but
Hmm.
somebody is a patron
Okay.
saw what you did.
I think that Reggie is very afraid to mess this up, and he sees that maybe it's about to go off a little bit sooner than he had thought. Maybe he took a little bit too much time trying to spot. The bomb was perfect, but he was a little bit slow on his execution. So he would try and make sure that it went off right, and he would end up taking the damage, not meaning to, but trying to make sure that it goes off without a hitch.
All right, so take 1 point of damage.
All right.
So the bomb goes off.
Mhm.
Crowd goes wild.
I'll bet.
People run. And guards are looking around. People begin. Some people move towards the kitchen. Some people are moving. En masse towards the exit. You guys live and exist in a world of crime. Literally, being in a speakeasy is a criminal act. Because let's face it, if you're there, you're probably gambling, you're probably drinking alcohol, which is against the law, and the coppers are gonna try and crack it down.
Yeah, because the tea is definitely criminal. 100%.
So that means criminals exist in this place, and there is no hiding the fact that there are criminal wars happening in the businesses, in the streets, and yet again, when stuff happens, most people are just they're out for themselves. So Reggie, Cornelius, knowing full well that this bomb is here, that you're responsible for it, what are your immediate reactions as you see panic, begin to set in? As you see guards, some of them running, some of them being on the lookout. What are your reactions?
I think Reggie will ham it up a little bit, that he was a little too close to it, that, he was a guest and he got hit by it, because he got hit by it. So he's a little hurt, and he's like holding his little paw. He's like, ah! And he's like trying to point them over to the direction of that to pull them away from the door. Try and be like, I think it's over there.
Okay, so we'll hold back. Cornelius, what are you doing? Are you also doing this?
I'm trying to take advantage of the smoky, hazy panic and use my little quickness, my little tiny guy quickness, to get into the back where Duke and Montgomery are grabbing the barrel.
Reggie, so go ahead and give me a start spit and roll.
Oh boy!
And do you have any forwards at the moment?
I have a +1 forward, because on stakeout, if you roll a 7 to 9, you get a forward.
Right. So I'm going to give you a circumstantial +1 on this roll, just for the scene that has taken place that you've been a part of. Commensurate to the damage that you just took. So.
Okay. Amazing, because I have a -1 magnetism, so this will be great. Let's see. That's. I hope that doesn't count for anything. That's a 6 and a 3, so 9. -1 would be 8, +1 would be 9, and then +1 that you gave me would be 10 total. And I rolled a 6 on the red die. I don't know if that matters here.
Oh.
Okay, so you have a 6 on the red die and a 6 on one of the other dice?
Yes.
Okay, so what is the other die you have?
That is a neutral.
Okay, so you've got a neutral boss and the enemy boss. That is going to be everyone gets a +1 forward, but you're going to take a -1 forward. So
Okay.
you wash, but everybody else gets a +1.
Okay.
So your success here is going to draw, more guards, to what's going on, because you're pointing at the source of the explosion. Now you from your previous check, you're scot-free in the placing of it. Nobody saw it. You happen to be within proximity when it went off. And how stupid would it be to place a bomb and be close enough to have it be damaged? So no one here is suspecting that you're responsible for this, because that's utterly ridiculous.
That would be, wouldn't it?
So 3 guards are coming over, and one of them you happen to recognize. This is Splash Malone. He's a capybara, and he is the cool head and kind of like right-hand goon of Otto's group. And he's kind of looking in, and he starts asking, like, what did you see? You were the close enough that anyone stand out as being responsible for this.
He's asking me currently.
Yeah.
All right.
He does not seem overly concerned with a
Right.
little bit of glass in your shoulder.
Yeah.
But he wants to know who did it.
Yeah.
I mean, to be perfectly honest, I didn't get a good look. I was having a good time with the music and friends, and had a few drinks. I've had a few drinks. Have you had a few drinks? There's a lot of drinks going around.
So he kind of glares at you, that you don't have any information. And he begins kind of checking out. He calls a couple of the other otters over, and they're kind of like looking at the explosion, and they definitely don't like the fact that a handful of bottles of the nicer rum shattered in pieces on the ground. And one of them just kind of like takes off the hat, knowing how much work it takes to make make the illegal alcohol. They're just kind of like looking at the floor as it kind of seeps into the floorboards.
Mm-hmm.
So, do we want to take a break now? It's been about an hour.
Yeah,
Sure.
sounds good.
All right, are we doing 5 minutes?
We can do 5 or 10 minutes. Maybe you want to do like a little out for the audience. We'll see if we can edit that in there. This seems like a good point for a break. Make it a little cinematic.
All right, so let's take a quick 5-minute break here. See you guys all in a few.
All right.
And we're back. You probably didn't even think it was all that long. So Cornelius sneaks into the back room while Reggie talks to some guards. So, Corny, why don't you give me a commit a caper? See how well you manage to be unavoided or unnoticed. That's what I'm looking for.
You got this, Corny. I believe in you. don't believe you
Okay. That would put me at it's plus. Okay, that would okay.
Fine.
I'll take it. I'll take it. That's an 8.
That's an 8. All right. So, given the fact that there's distracted guards and what have you, there's a patron who, for whatever reason, hasn't fled with everyone else. Who is in the bar? Well, I'll just say patron or worker. Your call. Who has noticed you slip into the back room?
I think it is a patron who maybe was taking some cover from the explosion and then like is already down low and sees me skittering through the smoke to get back. We'll say it's the naked mole rat singer, so not really a patron, but like an innocent bystander.
Well, okay, all right. So the very popular Frank Sinatra, the naked mole rat singer, has noticed you slip into the back room.
Oh boy, that's not good.
Frank Sinatra. Oh.
Okay. Do I see everybody else back there?
Very good question.
So Duke and Montgomery, you guys, were waiting for the explosion to kind of get in. So you are in there just before Cornelius sneaks in. You guys are now in the back room. At the moment, you don't see any guards around. You don't see anything going on. There is a variety of stuff, back here. There are bottles of alcohol. There's a handful of, weapons. But like over with the alcohol, there does appear a safe.
A magic word.
So, Monty, that looked like a safe, doesn't it? If only Cornelius were here, that would really help us
Hello,
out.
boys!
Oh my god! Thought you were one of the bloody guards.
No. I'm a pro. You didn't hear my big boom? It's all good. Let me take a look at this bad boy, and I'm gonna like get down on my knees, really appreciate the safe in front of me, and see if I can crack it. I think I can. It says there. Okay, it says that I can open anything with tools and time. If I roll plus sly and see how well it goes.
Yep. All right. So while Cornelius is looking at this safe, Duke, Montgomery, what are you guys doing?
Right. You start grabbing some of those bottles. I'm going to bar the door.
I was thinking the same thing. I was going to bar the door, but...
Two brain cells, one mind.
It's the old country connection. So I happen to have a flask. I'm going to go look and see if there's any of this rum around and try and fill the flask with that rum. So at least we have a little bit of it.
Well, there's a couple of, like I said, there's a handful of bottles of moonshine. There are a couple barrels of something. But you guys are told, to look specifically for, Otto's new recipe, like of peanut rum.
I'm guessing the recipe itself is inside the safe. And Cornelius, if you don't get into it, maybe we could just take the whole safe. But is there already prepared rum in a barrel somewhere?
I'm sorry,
screaming.
So you're supposed to be getting away with 1 to 2 barrels of the new recipe, like not the recipe itself, but it was meant to like take it away because the concept that you were told is the new recipe takes a lot more time to make. It's a little bit more potent, a little bit more flavorful, and it's been selling like crazy at the Barrel House. So that is why Capone wants it. You can offer it at her speakeasy as well.
I'll be honest, I didn't understand any of that. I'm just trying to get a flask full of it, but in order to do that, I will have to find a couple of barrels. So yeah.
Well, you can find barrels of rum. There's definitely that.
Fantastic. I'm going to fill the flask and then look for the back door where Ophelia is, hopefully is, and try and so then hopefully with the intention of opening the door and using my signal flags to signal that this is the entrance that they should back into, and do a horrible job and probably send the signal for run the car into the building, so that we can get the barrels out.
So real quick, Reggie, you know, the guards stop paying attention to you as they're investigating, you know, the bomb that you behind the bar. At this point in time, you see Cornelius, you know, sneak in to the back room, and as the door kind of clicks closed, two of the other guards, you know, make their way towards the door, but they're not going in. They look like they're standing watch.
Okay.
What do you do? You sneak out the front? Do you stand and watch?
I shouldn't be doing this. I am going to kind of spot those guys. I'm going to try and find somebody who, when they fled, maybe looked a little goonish, looked a little like rough around the edges, something, or somebody maybe I recognize that's a little bit that I could kind of put the blame on, maybe. And I'm gonna see if I can drop the name Hambino, and like go over to them. Basically, I'm gonna walk over and be like, "Hey, I heard somebody talking over there. Something about Hambino."
All right, this is going to be a tough situation. So you tell me what name you're concocting for this, you know, goonish inhabitant of the Barrel House.
For the goon themselves.
So we'll say if you're looking for someone that's bigger, let's say there was a tortoise. What is this tortoise's name?
Slippery Jimbo. Slippery Jimbo.
Oh.
All right, so you tell, you know, this goon that, dude, I think that tortoise was slippery, slippery Jimbo that works for Hambino. So give me a start spitting roll.
I'm bad at this. I don't know why I'm doing this.
Now, just remember, you do have 5 markers. If you don't make the roll and you want to turn one in, you can turn it into a success.
Oh, I'm looking at him. I'm looking at him.
If not, you've got a Tommy gun.
I do. You're right.
All else
I
fails.
do. You know, I'll stick with it. It's an 8 total. I did get a 6 on the red die though, and it's yeah.
Are there any? There's no doubles though.
I have. Hold on. Let me check and make sure that's with magnetism, right? It's a 7 actually, because it's 2 4s, and it's -1, not 0.
Okay. So it's a 7 with double enemy boss.
That seems
Doing well,
bad.
gang.
I know. It's like every
So,
time I
that
roll,
is-
I just go into the boss room before we're prepared. We haven't saved yet.
So you get success with consequences. So what that means is,
Yeah.
the 2 guards that are standing by the door, they look at each other.
Mm-hmm.
There's just a brief nod, and one of them like strides purposely out the door after the tortoise, leaving the one there.
Okay.
The other one looks directly at you. This one, while he is larger than Splash, this is Gator Gus, and he is a lot bigger than you. So as you feel the attention come down on here, you're going to get 2 -1 forwards, but you can give a +1 forward to one of your teammates.
All right. I'm gonna give a +1 because I feel that there might be something special in that safe. I'm gonna give it to Corny.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So you got one of these guards out of the way. So there's a total of 5 guards that were in this room. 3 are investigating the bomb and the loss of the alcohol. 1 has fled after the tortoise, and Gator Gus is sitting there glowering at you.
Mm-hmm.
Corny, let's commit a caper and see how well you can get into this safe.
Yeah, I got a 14. Thank you for the +1.
Amazing.
All right, so it seems like with no time, you pull out that old device that is kind of like a stethoscope, and you put the little horn against it, and put the things in your ears, and you're listening for the little clickety clickities. Now, as you get all the tumblers aligned, and now the barrels inside this safe are smaller than the larger barrels out there, but they have got they've got the MGO kind of stamped on the side of these barrels, like burned in. There's also a sack in there. Do you look in the sack at all?
Yes, of course I do.
It is a sack of peanuts, which peanuts are the currency of the zoo.
Oh, we rich.
Yeah, I think Corny just goes, yeah, I think we're good here. And I'm going to turn to the side so everyone can see inside the safe. And how, I know they're smaller. Can I hold them both? Or, is it going to be, one for each of us? How heavy are these?
1 each.
Okay. I'll grab one. I'll roll one over to Montgomery, and I will hold the sack in my other hand because I don't think that Duke could hold it.
I was imagining that you would turn the barrel on its side, and Duke would kind of walk on it and roll the barrel forward.
Love it.
I absolutely am willing to take that chance. I will trust Duke with a rolling barrel.
Do I look like a circus performer to you?
Stand on it.
I have.
Especially with that monocle.
And you do come in all kinds of colors.
But meanwhile, I am out the signaling to Ophelia, and I turn back to well, I don't even turn back. One eye just goes 100% behind me to look at the contents of the safe, and I drop the signal flag, which probably sends all sorts of mixed signals to Ophelia.
Yeah.
Do with that what you will.
Yeah, actually, as I've been out here, just as a note, while all these shenanigans have been going on, I've been trying to look for any other kinds of vehicles that might be behind this place. Keeping an eye out for, I know how people like to park things discreetly so as not to attract attention. If there is any other vehicle back here, I have been slashing tires, otherwise just trying to disable whatever is behind
Really
it.
slowly going from tire to tire.
Go ahead and put your papers to work.
All right. Let's see. Great. Oh wait, I have plus forward. It's still is 9. Not the best.
Right, so that is success. That is success with consequences. So what I'll do is I'll give you a choice. You do see one vehicle parked behind the place. You can sabotage the tires, but be spotted, or you can leave the vehicle alone and remain unseen.
Oh, I think I can't betray the team so quickly. I'll leave it alone for now.
Okay.
I don't want to bring the heat
All right.
down on everyone, but I'm mad about it. I'm like just glaring at it, like, oh.
All right. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do just a quick, skip ahead. And Reggie, I hope you don't have a problem with me taking a little bit of the agency to get the team back together. Once you sent the guard after Slippery Jimbo, the look that you're getting from Gator Gus to basically shoo, you're not comfortable with hanging around any longer. So you casually make your way out, and once you're free from the tailor shop, you look around and make sure it's safe before you too make your way around behind the building and join Ophelia in the golf cart. Does that work?
That works perfectly.
So the rum and the sack of peanuts is loaded up, and the 5 of you begin to drive away.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do any sabotage? Could we have done anything to the storeroom there? I'm thinking about even burning a marker to make some sabotage in this. Back there.
Oh, absolutely. You tell me, if you spend a marker, what are you looking to do here in the stalker?
Well, I mean, while we were making our way to this place after we left Frederick, I think we happened to have run in to a couple of moles and a prairie dog that I had run into that came over from London with me, and we had sort of schmoozed it up on the boat ride over there, and I told them what was going on and asked them to do a little tunneling work to try and ruin the foundation of this establishment. And so, tip of the cap to the boys as they pop their head up afterwards, just as we roll the barrels out and escape with the peanuts and everything. The storeroom itself collapses into a tunnel with everything sort of falling down and barrels breaking and all of that. And I give a thumbs up to the boys.
Okay. So as you guys are driving away, the loud commotion goes off, and there begins to become a panic. And you guys begin driving away as someone probably looks out through the broken remains of the storeroom, and he gives a yell, and you guys begin racing through the zoo,
flooring it.
and within a few minutes, you begin to hear the sounds of pursuit as several golf carts and gunfire are heard pursuing you.
Mm-hmm.
And on that moment, this is where we're going to close episode 1. We'll pick up here for the next episode, but we won't pick it up here. We're going to pick it up over on Hit Points Not Required. So you'll have to, if you want to see what happens next in the story, you're going to have to join us over there. And I'm certain it'll be on their socials. It'll be on our socials. So you'll have to, kind of go through, all the hoops to be able to figure that out. We'll take a moment to let everybody, introduce themselves again, and where we'd be able to find these wonderful people. We will, of course, put a link down in the description below so that you can get access to the quick start rules, the follow page, as well as the Zoo Mafia newsletter, so that you can be up to date on all the things that Nerdarchy is doing with Zoo Mafia. Just remember, the quick start rules are absolutely free over on the Nerdarchy website, as well as a handful of other places. Just look up Zoo Mafia. We're the only ones talking about it. But all right, who wants to take it away?
Yeah, fantastic. It was a wonderful episode. Really a rip-roaring time in the 20s. Let's go back around to do those introductions. And we are going to start directly below me, if I am correct. Wainwright, tell us where we can find you.
Hello, I'm Wainwright. You can find me at Lord Wainwright I know, because I'm full of myself. You can find me for pro DMing, commission map making, and a bit of voice acting. So yeah, nice and simple.
Fantastic. Violet.
Oh, I'm Violet. You can find me on Hit Points Not Required. Most of the time, I'm always there, either in games, chatting during our happy hours, or hanging out in the chat watching games. I am pretty much always there, and that's where you can find me.
Fantastic. Ted, anything else you want to tell the people?
I mean, I've already done my spiel.
Okay, rewind this and go back at this point in time and listen to that spiel again, everybody. That's your orders. Meadow.
Howdy, I'm Meadow. You can find me at Howdy Love Darlin or Howdy Love Darlin GM for all TTRPG performance and collaboration works.
Yay. MJ.
You can find me on most socials, Anonymous MJ. The O's are zeros, or you can find me over at twitch.tv/AltersDenAdventures, where you can usually find me either moderating or performing, usually both. But I'm also a voice actor, do a bunch of things, so I'll be here.
Fantastic. And also at times on Hit Points Not Required, like in a recent adventure we did that was DM'd by our lovely Violet. You can find me on all of our stuff over on Hit Points Not Required. You can find me at Chuckles. That's Chuck L-A-Z on most forms of social media. We are really looking forward to finishing this up over on Hit Points Not Required, where you can join our socials. We have the QR code up during this broadcast. We'll have stuff in the show notes as well. We are doing a giveaway as we are trying to get 1,000 people following us. It's not a huge number. And come on over, be entered in for all sorts of prizes, including but not limited to coasters and t-shirts and a journal signed by Brennan Lee Mulligan. So come on over and join us right now on Twitch, on YouTube, on our Discord, where you can come and chat and tell all sorts of wonderful things. And now I'm going to throw it back over to Ted. Lead us out, Ted.
All right. So thanks for joining again. Come back for the next episode on Hit Points Not Required. And until next time, stay nerdy.
Stay
nerdy.